You picture it, don't you? Your 90-pound dog sitting there loyal next to your go bag. You've been told that in a world without laws, your fur missile will be your first line of defense. You bought the tactical harness. You stockpiled the high-protein food. You see the intruder at the wire, and your dog, your furry guardian, holding the line. You've been told a lie, a fatal one. This briefing is about tactical reality. We are going to analyze with cold, hard logic why for most of you, your large, capable and loyal dog is a mistake waiting to happen. This isn't about feelings. This is about math, physics, and the brutal truth of a grid-down collapse. We're going to detail the mission-ending liabilities, noise discipline, resource drain, and tactical vulnerability. This isn't a message of despair. It's an intelligence briefing. After we break down the problem and challenge your assumptions, we will deliver the solution, the tactical sensor protocol. This is the only viable K9 strategy for long-term survival in a world gone dark. What you're about to hear contradicts most of what the conventional prepper community has taught you. Your job is to listen, analyze, and adapt. Because in a collapse, failure to adapt is a death sentence. Let's begin. The prepper community sees big dogs as a force multiplier, a living alarm system and a deterrent in one package. The prevailing wisdom is that a German Shepherd, a Rottweiler, a Doberman, is a non-negotiable part of any serious defensive plan. They are the loyal sentry, the guardian of the homestead. This view is backed by studies showing that the mere presence of a large dog deters criminals. Right now, under the rule of law, this is largely true. A burglar weighing risk versus reward will usually pick an easier target if he hears a deep bark. He fears the bite, the noise, the complication. In a stable society, your dog is a psychological weapon, so you prep accordingly. You buy the 50-pound bags of premium dog food. You get the vests with moly webbing. You see your dog not just as a pet, but as security hardware, as critical as your rifle. The logic seems sound. More threats, more protection. A powerful dog feels like a powerful force. This is the myth of the Fortress K9. The belief that what makes a dog a good asset in peacetime translates to a grid-down world. It's a dangerous assumption, born from a normalcy bias that's hard to shake. You're preparing for the wrong war. The truth is, the very things that make your big dog a deterrent today, its size, its bark, its aggression, become catastrophic liabilities when the grid goes down. We aren't planning for a simple crime wave. We're planning for a systemic collapse where the rules of survival are rewritten. And in that new world, the Fortress K9 isn't a fortress. It's a beacon for the hungry, a drain on the desperate, and a vulnerability your enemy will exploit without hesitation. The problem isn't your dog. The problem is your reliance on a flawed strategy. Now we dismantle the myth. We're going to examine the three core liabilities of the Fortress K9 in a true grid-down world. This is the why. This is the data that should force you to reevaluate your K9 strategy. Liability number 1, the acoustic breach. Your dog as a dinner bell. Operational security, OPSEC, is the bedrock of survival. Don't be seen, don't be heard, don't be found. You can have the best blackout curtains and the quietest movements, but if you have a large dog, you have a 90-decibel compromise in your backyard. Picture this. It's 3 weeks post-collapse. The world is quiet, dead quiet. No hum of refrigerators, no traffic, no planes. Sound travels in ways we're not used to anymore. At night, a human voice can carry for hundreds of yards. A dog's bark, depending on the terrain, that can travel for half a mile, even a mile. It cuts through the silence and announces, something is here, people are here, resources are here. This is the dinner bell effect. In a world driven by starvation, your dog's protective barking isn't a deterrent, it's a broadcast. It's a signal flare that alerts every scavenger, every roving gang within a 1-mile radius to your exact location. They might have passed you by, But the dog put you on their map. It turned your hidden retreat into a point of interest. Dogs bark for 1,000 reasons. A squirrel, a strange sound, anxiety. Their hearing is 4 times better than yours. They'll hear things you can't, and their instinct is to alert the pack. Today, that's an annoyance. In a grid-down world, it's a catastrophic breach of OPSEC. Every bark is a gamble that the only thing listening is a deer. You will eventually lose that gamble. You can't train that instinct away, especially under stress. Muzzling the dog 24/7 isn't a real solution. The very tool you're counting on to warn you of a close threat is simultaneously broadcasting your presence to distant ones. Liability number 2, the caloric burden, the math of starvation. Prepping is a game of ruthless math. It's an accounting of calories, water, and resources against time. Every decision has a caloric price, and this is where the Fortress K9 strategy eats itself alive. Let's do the math. A moderately active 80-pound dog needs about 1,500 to 2,000 calories a day to stay in fighting shape. A true working dog can push 2,500. An adult human under survival conditions needs about the same. That means your guard dog doubles the food requirement of one full member of your family. Now look at your stockpile. Say you have a year's worth of food for a family of 4. Add one large dog to that equation, you just lost 3 months of security. You're down to 9 months of food. 2 large dogs? You just cut your timeline in half. This is the brutal, unforgiving math of a closed system. The 50-pound bags of kibble will run out. An 80-pound dog will burn through a 50-pound bag in about a month. What happens on day 181? The idea that the dog will eat what we eat is naive. It means you're taking food from your own plate. Every scoop of rice that goes into the dog's bowl is a scoop that doesn't go to your family. You are accelerating your own starvation. And the idea that a domesticated dog can hunt for itself to meet a 2,000-calorie-a-day habit is a fantasy. It will burn more calories than it gains chasing squirrels. It will compete with you for the same scarce game. More likely, it becomes a scavenger, eating things that will make it sick, draining your precious medical supplies and water. A large dog also needs about a gallon of water a day. That's another 30 gallons a month you have to source and filter. Every resource your dog consumes is a resource your family cannot. In a world of scarcity, your big dog isn't a guardian. It's a resource black hole. Liability number 3, the neutralization vulnerability, the poisoned bait. This is the tactical reality most of you refuse to face. Your loyal, powerful dog can be neutralized silently by any moderately intelligent adversary. Think like the enemy. You're scouting a location. You hear a big dog barking, confirming there are resources. Do you launch a frontal assault and risk getting mauled? Or do you neutralize the threat before the real operation begins? The answer is obvious. The method is simple. Poisoned bait. A few pieces of meat laced with something common and potent, like antifreeze. They toss it over your fence. Your dog, with its powerful nose, finds it. It's an animal. It won't question free food. It will gulp it down. The result is a silent, agonizing death. There's no vet to call. Within hours, your first line of defense is gone. And not only have you lost your alarm system, but your family's morale is now shattered from watching their pet die horribly. A smart adversary will wait. They'll let the poison work, watch the emotional fallout, and then, when you're at your weakest, they'll make their move. Even without poison, a determined attacker with a catchpole or a silenced weapon can dispatch a dog with grim efficiency. The idea of your dog fighting off multiple armed attackers is a movie fantasy. It might get one bite in, but it will be quickly dispatched. It's a single-use deterrent. By relying on a big dog, you've introduced a critical point of failure. Your asset has become a liability. We're deep in the data, and this is challenging what you've been taught. If this briefing is valuable, if it's forcing you to rethink your prep, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Our mission here is to deliver the unvarnished truth you need to survive. Now let's pivot from the problem to the solution. Let's talk about the tactical sensor protocol. Admitting the Fortress K9 is a liability doesn't mean you ditch canines. It means you get smarter. You redefine their mission from physical deterrent to intelligence-gathering asset. This is the tactical sensor protocol. The dog's mission is no longer to fight. The mission is to detect. We are shifting from a high-resource, high-signature guard to a low-resource, low-signature sensor. This is the only viable K9 strategy. Here's the 5-step protocol. Step 1. Redefine the mission. First, you must change how you see your dog's role. It is not a weapon. It is a biological early warning system. Its job is to use its superior hearing and smell to give you information. That information buys you the one thing that matters in a fight: time. Time to wake up, arm yourself, and get to a defensive position. Time to observe and make a decision instead of just reacting. If the mission is detection, not confrontation, then the biggest dog is no longer the best asset. Step 2. Asset selection. The small dog advantage. The ideal tactical sensor is a small dog under 20 pounds. This immediately attacks the two biggest liabilities. First, the caloric burden is slashed. A 15-pound dog might need 400-600 calories a day. It's a fraction of what a large dog consumes. A 50-pound bag of food now lasts for months. The dog's ration is a negligible part of your stockpile, not a competitor for it. The water requirement is also proportionally tiny. Logistically, a small dog is exponentially more sustainable. Second, the signature is reduced. A smaller dog has a smaller bark that doesn't travel as far. More importantly, alert breeds like terriers can be trained for a non-barking alert. Their physical presence is less obvious. A small dog can be concealed, carried, and managed in tight quarters. Think Jack Russell Terriers, Rat Terriers, or any intelligent mixed breed with an alert nature. You're not looking for a pedigree. You're looking for specific traits: intelligent, alert, and a manageable size. Step 3. Training for a silent alert. This is the most critical step. A tactical sensor is useless if its alarm is a loud bark. You must train your dog for a silent or quiet alert. One effective method is teaching a physical cue. When the dog senses something, instead of barking, it comes to you and gives a signal: a persistent nose nudge, a paw on your foot, or a low whine only you can hear. This requires patience. When the dog starts to alert on something, you intercept the behavior before it becomes a bark. Reward the quiet alert with a high-value treat. Over time, the dog learns the bark is wrong, but the quiet notification gets it a reward. It learns its job is not to scare the threat away, but to discreetly tell you. This turns the dog's senses into an extension of your own. A silent alarm your enemy never knows was tripped. Step 4. Integration into layered defense. The tactical sensor dog is one layer in a comprehensive defense. The dog is your innermost layer of detection, working while you sleep. This inner layer must be integrated with outer layers: tripwires, simple alarms, and observation posts. The dog's role is to wake you up when something crosses the wider perimeter. The dog gives a silent alert. You wake up, grab your rifle, and move to a dark window. You scan with your monocular. You see a figure near your fence line. Because of the dog, you had a 5-minute head start. You aren't being startled awake by breaking glass. You are prepared, positioned, and you have the advantage. You get to decide how to respond. Step 5. Neutralization defense. Finally, you must defend your sensor from poisoned bait. This requires discipline. Train your dog never to eat food it finds on the ground. This is called anti-poison bait training, and it's critical. You must also maintain a sterile perimeter, regularly sweeping the area around your home. A small dog that lives mostly indoors is at a much lower risk than a large dog roaming a yard. A muzzle can also be a useful tool when the dog is outside the sterile zone. By implementing this protocol, you keep the main benefit of a canine, early warning, while getting rid of the liabilities. You replace a loud, hungry liability with a quiet, efficient intelligence asset. We began by challenging a core belief that a large guard dog is a top-tier survival asset. We broke down why that belief is a fatal mistake: the acoustic breach, the caloric burden, and the neutralization vulnerability. Your Fortress K9 is a myth. In a collapse, it's a dinner bell, a resource drain, and a tactical weak point. But we gave you the solution, the tactical sensor protocol. This is a strategic pivot. It redefines the dog's mission from confrontation to detection. It shifts asset selection from large breeds to small, sustainable ones. It demands rigorous training for a silent alert, turning a liability into a stealth advantage. This is the way forward. This is how you turn a potential weakness into a genuine force multiplier. The choice is yours. You can cling to the comforting but flawed myth of the Fortress K9, or you can adapt to the reality of a post-collapse world and implement a smarter strategy. The world won't care about your feelings. It will only reward correct tactical decisions. This debrief isn't over. I need your feedback. What's your current K9 strategy? Do you have a large dog, and has this changed your perspective? Are you already using a small dog as an early warning system? Drop your thoughts, plans, and counter-arguments in the comments. Let's sharpen this protocol together. Stay alert, stay analytical, and stay alive.